Welcome back, everybody, to DGOT, the Instant Reactions. We appreciate y'all tuning in. We're back with another one. 2025's The Ugly Stepsister. Uh, this movie kind of flew under the radar for me. I kind of like Dustin's mentioned in the past several times. Look on his Regal app, see what's playing. I did the same thing on my AMC app, and I saw that this movie was playing the same night as Sinners last week. We're a little bit delayed on doing the instant reaction because Dustin finally was able to see it. His theater was having a little bit of a weird showings up there, but I'll just give
Yeah,
my
we'll
general
talk about
thoughts. You still catching up on sleep from that 9:20 viewing? I'd be down bad after that. But anywho, my general thoughts is I went into it with kind of mild expectations, not really sure what to expect. But I don't want to say I love the movie because it's really like bleak and gory and sick and demented and kind of hopeless for this young lady. But I thought it was a really good movie. I really enjoyed it a lot. I'm going to pick it down the road for Brian to hate, but I thought it was a good movie and I thought it told a really good message. I've seen a lot of people post about it, but it's basically to me the young woman's version of The Substance. Just body, outlook, self-image, self-esteem kind of stuff. But it was told in like a period piece Cinderella story, and I really liked it. Go ahead, Dustin. What are your general thoughts?
Yeah, first of all, so I check the Regal app, like you said, now to see what's playing. That's how I discovered the movie called The Shrouds is playing. New Cronenberg movie. Had no idea it was even coming out. Hadn't. I don't really even know what it's about, but I saw that it came out today, so I'm gonna go in the next couple days to see it. Anyway, so I saw the Ugly Stepsisters playing, and you had told me that it was wild, and I need to go see it. So like, all right, let me look. It got one showtime per day, and it was at 9:10 p.m., which after the trailers means that joint's starting at like 9:30, 9:35. And I'm like, I don't really want to go that late, but you know what? I'll do it. I'll do it. So I did it Tuesday. Because I checked, like, well, they showing it the next day, the next day. Well, then starting Thursday, it wasn't showing up on the app because they only show the new releases because they want you to, they don't know what they're showing this week. When the new releases come out, they got to figure out, okay, let's keep this one, let's pull this one, blah, blah, blah. So last night I get on the app, it's around midnight, and I'm like, okay, what's coming out tomorrow? What can I go see during the day before we record? And they started showing The Ugly Stepsister at like 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Boy, I was madder than a Baptist in a brothel. I could have went and saw that when the sun's out, but no, I had to journey. Anyway, um, I thought it was all right. There was, I definitely see what you're saying about the parallels with The Substance. You definitely have that self image and self worth, and willing to do whatever it takes to achieve your ideal look to to capitalize on your opportunities. I definitely picked up more on the Cinderella vibe, like even before they started calling the stepsister Cinderella. And then later in the movie, there's just like they don't even hide it. And I'll get into that. But I thought it was just okay. Way too many penises and naked butts for my liking. Like it was just, to me, I don't think it was a horror movie. I don't know what it was, but I didn't pick up horror at all. Like there was some shocking imagery, but I don't know. They could have done more. Like the whole time, I thought it was going to end with, and I'm forgetting names. The main girl, what was her name in the movie?
Elvira.
Elvira. I kept thinking, okay, Elvira's going to kill her stepsister, or the stepsister's going to kill her. Someone's going to die. No, doesn't happen. So to me, it was kind of anticlimactic. I kept waiting for something to happen that never came, and then there was some other stuff that just was like, okay, this is a movie that exists. But I do have positives. So when we get in our pros and cons, I'll go into that more. But for me, as it stands, I think it was just an okay film.
That's fair. I mean, I hear where you're coming from with the horror thing, but I mean, I don't really think The Substance is that horror-y either. I mean, it's body horror, sure, but this movie's body horror as well, slip into
Yeah,
madness kind of thing.
yeah, but the substance was more amplified, even without the the transformation into the conjoined twins there at the end in the substance. Even without that, like there was more, and maybe it's a budgetary thing because I'm sure this one didn't have a big budget, so maybe they could have amplified things. But it was just like there was shocking images, but it was very minimal.
Yeah, I'm looking at IMDb right now. There's no budget listed, but I don't really think IFC don't really spill what their budgets are. And this was the directorial debut of director. Let me get back up to it. Emily
Yeah, say,
Blickfield. It's her directorial debut of a full feature length film. So I hate to say it, but the studio probably didn't give her a ton of money for her debut and
yeah, that
all
seems
that. And
right.
I really don't know like what Norwegian cinema, that their culture. I don't know how big they are over there with that. So I don't know how much money they really were getting. But all right, let's jump into our general or like our positives. Man, just I thought the gore was fantastic. Like it had a lot of shocking scenes to me. Like my jaw was on the floor a lot. Like the things that this poor girl went through, and kind of voluntary. Like not at first, right? Like she was kind of like weirded out. Like the nose job scene was the first one that's kind of started off like this. What would you call him? A surgeon, I guess you could say. She
Yeah,
picks out this. They pick out this nose job that they want to give her, and they hit her in the nose twice. It's basically like a chisel and a hammer. Pat pat. Then she's got to wear this iron nose for a good chunk of the movie. Then she just does all these terrible things to herself, but they were shot so well, and like the eye scene sewing on the eyelash extensions. Oh my
yeah,
god, dude, that
that
one was
was
rough.
great.
But it was
It
rough to
was
look at.
rough.
I don't like eye stuff. Like it,
Yeah,
ugh,
no, no,
like
no. Let me rephrase it. It's not great because of what we had to see, but the way they shot it, it looked really good.
yeah, it looked fantastic, and it was a nice touch that the nurse, like it was helping him, had a fucked up eye.
Hmm.
So it's like,
Yeah,
this doctor's not perfect, so so
yeah.
you're at risk here. The
And see,
tapeworm scene at the end, whew,
I like that they didn't even address the nurse's eye
yeah,
because put yourself in Elvira's position. Like you don't know for sure that that's what happened to her eye, but as I'm sitting there and he's about to jab this needle into my eyelid, and I see that, that's what I'm assuming, and so
oh
that just
yeah,
adds to that tension tension in the scene.
and the complete slip into madness at the end with her finding the slipper and it doesn't fit on her foot, so she decides to misery herself, chop her
Yeah,
toes off. Dude, that was brutal. That was rough. That
yeah,
was very cringeworthy to me. And I thought like the sound design was really good as well because she has like an eating issue where and I'm just going to put like in quotations, the societal standards for her that they want for her is to be skinnier, prettier, all that. But she struggles with what she eats at nighttime. Like she sneaks away and like eats like what cinnamon rolls, cakes, sweet, sugary baked goods all the time. So she's not losing weight. So she takes this tapeworm larva and like throughout the whole movie, she's eating still, but she's not gaining weight because the tapeworm is eating all the food she's eating. But the sound design is so good because you can hear her like her stomach gurgling all the time, and you can. I think she portrays like the I'm starving, I'm about to pass out like that. I think she portrays that very well.
yeah.
Anne Dahl Torp, Rebecca, the mom, easily one of the worst characters in a movie I've seen in a long time. Hated her. She's I wrote down it was either in my TikTok review or my Letterbox review. She's basically pimping her daughter out because she wants a rich guy for her, and she wants the
Mhm.
money too. Because at the end they show her like we're spoiling it now at this point. At the end, the guy she's trying to hook her daughter up with, she's bouncing on his wiener now because she wants it, and it's ridiculous. Like I hate this woman, and she just volunteers her daughter for all these brutal surgeries, and then her daughter passes out after cutting her first toes off. So she sees it, she's like, oh, I'll just cut the other ones off, no hesitation. It was ridiculous. I thought the costumes looked great, the music was great, the period piece was great. I really liked this movie a lot, man. Like I enjoyed it a lot, and it made me feel some type of way. It stuck with me. It sat with me, and me and you both say we like those kind of movies.
Yeah. I think the cinematography, the direction was incredible, and the score. The score was fantastic. I really liked the score in this movie. Um, I think the acting was good, top tier across the board. Of course, I've said this before on the show. it's kind of hard for me to judge how good the actors are when they're speaking in foreign language because I don't, we speak English, so when someone's speaking English on screen, like in a film or TV, we can tell if they're delivering the lines and it sounds like natural conversation or if it sounds like they're reading. I don't know because they're speaking Norwegian. The only other Norwegian I've seen movie that I've seen that I can think of is The Worst Person in the World, and same thing there. I thought the acting was great. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know, but um, I think the lengths that her and her mom were willing to go to get this. I mean, I like the way the setup of it all. Like she was in love with the prince before she even laid eyes on him. She was, obsessed with reading his poetry, and she even said, "I'm going to marry the prince. Like I really want to her sister, or her stepsister." And uh, then I wrote in my letterbox. My favorite part was Buddy throws a piece of cake at his stepdaughter and laughs so hard at his own prank that he died. Like we love a good prank. That's incredible stuff. But it kind of sets the scene of desperation there immediately because not only does the mom want to find a rich suitor for her daughter, but she needs it. Like
Yeah.
the repo man was there. He was listing all the stuff that he's going to take. And so he needs it. And then she even's like, how are we gonna get out of this? Like, who wants a single mom with saggy tits and two hopeless daughters? Like, she was desperate, and so I'm not condoning what she did, as you put it, pimping out her daughter, but that explains why she had that mindset. She's like a dance mom on steroids, and
Yeah.
trying to live vicariously through her daughter. But I thought that all that was good. The scene with the tapeworm, the whole time I'm like, she should probably take that antidote. Like, I don't understand the logic in that. Why didn't she take the antidote before the ball? Because she wasn't going to get any skinnier in one day. So take the antidote the day before the ball, and then you're not puking up eggs while your stepsister's dancing. But and then the scene where she cuts her own foot off, like that was, like you said, the descent into madness. She's like, I've got to fit this shoe. But come on, let's be real. He would know when he saw her. Wait, you're not the girl who dropped this shoe. I was running after her. She had blonde hair and a veil on. I remember you. But anyway, well, she had blonde hair too. She was wearing a wig, but still, um, I thought the comedy was well placed and perfectly executed, and I think that the direction was what stuck with me the most. Like there was some shots, like the way at the very beginning, shot that stuck with me when Rebecca and her husband are saying their vows and like saying I do. The way they shot it, like the camera is so far pulled back, but we can still see them perfectly fine. But it's just to show us the scale of this house, show us this life of luxury that she's marrying into. And I thought that was just a very well done because they could have easily given us a flyby tour of this house. They could have showed it more tied up and where we can imagine because it looked like a nice house. We can imagine how big it is, but just the way they shot that was great. Um, and I've said it before and I'll say it again. I said it when we were talking about Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Anytime you can take an existing idea but put your own unique twist on it, I'll check it out. I checked out Screenboat. It just turned out to be a turd. This one's not a turd, but I can appreciate the unique twist and the modern ideas that they injected into the Cinderella story. So I thought that was cool as well.
If Screenboat has no haters, it means Dustin passed away.
Got that right. Okay, I don't mean to get off on a tangent here, but when you saw Screenboat, did they show a little clip before the movie started of David Howard Thornton and the director talking?
No, I walked in late, remember?
Oh yeah, that's right.
I missed the
So
first couple minutes.
I got there on time, and it's David Howard Thornton and the director. I can't remember his name. Sorry, buddy. And they're talking about thank you for supporting cinema. I don't think that's what they said, but it was along those lines. Like, thanks for coming out to the movie theater. This movie's meant to be enjoyed, so be loud, laugh, have a good time. And the whole time the movie's going, I'm like, I'm not having a good time, bro. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah. I mean, you just, yeah, I know where you're getting at with that one. But back to the ugly stepsister, man. This movie, I don't know. It's just like this is just one that just resonated with me. I don't know why. It's just the powerful visuals, and I know that there are women out there who think they have to go to these extremes to be beautiful by society standards. I mean, look at some of the or the actresses as they've gotten older and how ridiculous. I mean, sorry, but how ridiculous they look with the plastic surgeries they've gotten and all that. Like, I mean, a lot of guys too, like Mickey Rourke. He looks awful. Like, the hell did he do to himself? You know. But
Well,
it's I don't know.
yeah. I mean, but to be fair, Mickey Rourke's like 100 years old and used to be a drug addict. So I think a lot of that is, just aging like milk left on the sidewalk in August. I don't think that's necessarily his fault. Well, it is his fault because of his past actions. But anyway,
But you know where I'm getting at with it.
yeah, for sure.
Our qualms. I really can't
Okay,
think of any
hang on
qualms
just a
off.
second. Hang on just a
All right,
second.
go ahead.
I just can't. I just had an epiphany. I give you a lot of crap because I say Nico hates the 80s. I think
Which
I've
isn't
realized
true.
something about you. I think I've realized something that you love. I think you just love European films
Maybe.
because you're really high on this one. And I get it. I'm not knocking it at all. But you're also really high on Portrait of a Lady on Fire. And I didn't expect you to like that movie,
That was
let alone
fantastic.
love
It
it.
was
So
fantastic.
I think you just love European timepieces, period pieces. That's
S-
cool.
See, the thing is, I like new movies that are placed in older times. You know what I'm saying? I just don't like old
Yeah, yeah,
movies.
yeah, yeah. That's like you like period pieces that are modern but set in the 1500s, whenever this one was made or supposed to take place. And one thing about you, you're like Sting. Sting was my favorite wrestler growing up. You're like Sting. Just when you think you have the answers, you change the questions. I can never figure out what movies you're gonna like.
Good. I don't want you to know what I'm thinking. What are your qualms, Dustin? I haven't seen the movie in almost a week, so I know there's things I don't like about it, obviously, but it's been a while since I've seen it. It's been a while.
One of the qualms I have is I think that you could have left out the Cinderella stuff altogether. You don't have to call the stepsister Cinderella when you put her in the stables. I don't think you have to, her having the hallucination of her mom while she's grieving because she can't go to the ball and her life has turned to mess and all this. I don't think her mom had to say the carriage is going to turn into a pumpkin at midnight. And then I don't think you have to have a pumpkin when she gets home. I don't think you have to have the shoe. Like that was just too. I think the story works just fine without all that. You could have her run off because maybe Rebecca realizes, wait a minute, that's her. I told her not to be. So she runs out the door, and then the prince is like, I got to find her. So that gives him an excuse to come back home or come to their home and find her. And now I get it. If you don't have the shoe bit, then she won't cut her feet off. Um, so I guess you need that. I don't know. Also, her cutting her toes off, she would have bled out 100%. I mean, 100%. They didn't cauterize that. All they did was wrap some. It didn't even look like gauze. It looked like lacy underwear. They just wrapped some lacy underwear around her toes and it's like, all right, you're good. Walk it off. Rub some dirt on it. She would have bled out. And then, not this isn't a nitpick for the film. This is just from her. I guess she was so blinded by her desires. But come on, bro. Let's say the prince, you do trick him and you get those shoes on your feet. When he gets you home and it's honeymoon time, and he finds out not only do you not have any toes, but you're also bald underneath that wig. No, he's out, bro. That's like catfishing back in the 1400s. What that ain't gonna work. So that's not an issue with the film at all.
No, I mean it was a terrible idea though. Like playing, like what are you
Yeah,
thinking?
yeah. But I'm not knocking the movie for that because people do dumb stuff every day. Every single day, people do dumb stuff. My life has been 36 years of dumb stuff.
Come on,
Um,
man.
but and then I don't know. Some of the payoffs weren't what I'd hoped. I guess I wanted. Uh, I don't know. I don't really know what I want or what I wanted more from it. It just. I think it was a fine film that I just didn't love, and those were that. That was my biggest issue. I think was the too on the nose with the Cinderella stuff without it just being called Cinderella or something like that. The Ugly Stepsister, I guess, does make sense in a Cinderella story, but I don't know. And another nitpick is before she went through the nose job, bro, she wasn't an ugly little girl. She just looked like a normal kid.
Yeah.
So, like, even so, when I went, there was a mom and her two daughters sitting behind me. I think the two daughters were like early 20s or something because they talked the entire time. But while they show her the first time, and they comment in the movie about how ugly she is or something, the one daughter sitting behind me goes, "Bro, she's not even that ugly." And then the mom goes, "I know, that's what I was thinking. Like, she looks fine." And I was thinking, yeah, like she's not the most hideous thing I've ever seen. It's like in the True Grit remake. I brought this up recently. Haley Steinfeld's in it, and her character's entire existence is just based around the fact that she's ugly. I'm like, dude, it's Haley Steinfeld. Like, she's not the most hideous thing. I'm not as head over heels for her as most people seem to be these days, but she's not ugly, and she was a kid back then. But she wasn't an ugly little kid. Like, she just looked like Haley Steinfeld but younger. Same thing with this. I think that maybe it's a budgetary thing, but I think that some more prosthetics to make her more ugly would have went a long way because she just looked like a kid to me.
I think it was just comparing her to Agnes because Agnes now, hey,
Yeah, and you're
she
right.
was fine,
You're right, but
respectfully.
it's the mom calling her hopeless. Maybe she's saying she's hopeless because she can't do anything, like she doesn't bring anything to the table. But no, it's based on her looks. Like, she's ugly. I don't know. She wasn't that ugly. The uglier people than that have.
I don't think Elvira was ugly at all. Really, like I mean, she was a pretty girl.
Yeah, she's. And I
But
mean,
that's the societal standards though
yeah,
that I
but
think they were
uglier
touching
people
on. That
than
was so
her get
nice.
married every day. Take a look at my Tinder. I can show you all kinds of women uglier than her. Like, what are we doing?
Oh
No
God.
offense if I've accidentally swiped on you before and you're listening.
What, dude? I hope that happens. Like someone notices it's you. You know, I listen to your show, man.
Oh
That'd be a
well,
good story.
get it back in blood. I ain't scared.
Now, one thing I will say that's kind of a nitpick is like Agnes is in love with the stable boy, and like she just dumps his ass. Like it seemed like she wasn't going to dump his ass, but like towards the end, she's like, "All right, forget this dude. We got to go get the prince." Like, man, what happened to the stable guy?
That's fair. I think though.
I know, like Rebecca snapped on him, and he was running away butt naked.
Yeah. So I hadn't really thought about that. Yeah, that was one of the 15 naked butts that was in the movie.
Movie's got a
Um,
lot of nudity. Just a warning, and it's male and female nudity
Bro, we got a zoomed in shot of
of a
Agnes
cream
and
pie.
Doggy. Like,
Yeah,
she
she
was
got
just
she got
sitting there
cream
with.
pie too. It was
Yeah,
ridiculous.
she did. But like, right before that, we get a zoomed in shot of her butthole up in the air. I was like, what am I looking at? But anyway, it
Norway
wasn't
was
that
not
zoomed in.
playing.
I'm exaggerating, but still.
Norway was not playing with this movie. Like the movie was. I mean, that's what I'm saying. There was like the substance. It was like in your face with the
Well,
nudity. Like it was zoomed in on
with
the butt cracks and all that.
with this one, I excuse it though because Europe is much more free with the human body than
I didn't
America
think. I
is.
mean, I didn't think it was a bad thing. Like,
It was, yeah, it
they were
wasn't.
trying to prove a point, and I wasn't mad at it.
It wasn't egregious. It wasn't too much. It was a lot. But anyway, the thing about, and I hadn't thought about this until you just said that. It sparked something in my mind. So if this doesn't make sense, pardon me. But her just being like, I'm in love with the stable boy, but then towards the end, be like, well, see ya, I got to go get this prince. In my mind, I think it might have been something to do with Agnes just wanting to get back at her stepmom and stepsister. It's a competition at that point. Like,
Yeah,
you've treated me like dirt, so now I'm going to get what you want.
that's
Maybe.
fair. That's fair. But she was telling that stable boy she's in love with him. No one could ever make her smile and all that. It's like
Yeah.
rough.
Okay, I will say that the one thing that was egregious, I said it wasn't over the top and egregious, but we didn't need to see his load. We didn't need to see his load. I mean, I've seen the behind the scenes videos of Krispy Kreme, and They don't glaze like he glazed her. That was insane. Too much.
Yeah, I mean, I'm laughing, but I mean that did happen in the movie. Like, we're not joking about it. What do you think was the toughest scene for you to watch? Like, what was like the most ugh, that kind of scene?
Either the fake eyelashes application, just because like you, like it, I don't. Eye stuff doesn't bother me like any more than other stuff, but it was so focused and zoomed in that was uncomfortable. And and at the end, pulling the tapeworm out of her mouth.
Oh God,
Oh my god, that was gross.
it was so nasty. I'm with you though. Like, I feel you. Like, I have two like different perspectives on why not puke it up the day before. Maybe she was just worried that it would really fuck her up and she couldn't show up or she
Well,
wouldn't be in a.
yeah, but at the same time, you don't think that he would be concerned? You heard her stomach rumbling the entire movie.
Yeah,
The first time it happened, I didn't know what was going on. I thought Mike Settle came in and sat down beside me, but but her stomach sounded like Timberlands in a dryer. It was loud, so there's no way that he would be attracted to that. So puke it up, go on about your life, go get your prince.
bro. Timberlands in a dryer is always funny. But seriously though, dude, that tapeworm was big as hell and it's realistic. I don't know if they get that girthy or not, pause, but they do get like 40 feet. Like, they can get as long as your intestines.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Now, one thing I don't know is realistic because pardon me, I'm not up to speed on my tapeworm game, but when she puked up like 10 eggs, is that realistic?
I think so.
Ugh.
I think they can reproduce. Yeah, they can reproduce inside of you.
So are
You
they
can be full of
asexual?
them joints.
Or is that what it's called? Can they create by themselves? So they don't need a partner?
I'm not up on my tapeworm game either,
Yeah, I don't know.
but I know
Because
they can
we saw the
reproduce.
thing we saw the thing in the eggs, so it's not like she put two of them in there, just one, and then there's 15 eggs popping out of her.
Dude, it was
And
so
that was another
disgusting.
gross scene too. Was when she puked them up because it's not just that she puked up these eggs, but it's like black bile coming out of her mouth as well. Ugh.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't say it was a nitpick or that I even wanted it, but at the end, I feel like she should have died. Maybe after everything she's been through,
Yeah,
then she
she
just
should have bled
escaped.
out 30 minutes earlier.
She just escaped on the horse with her other sister Alma. I mean, I
I
don't know.
like that
Like,
sister.
yeah, she
That
was
was
good.
dude.
And she
That's a
didn't
ride
get a
or
lot of
die
role,
sister
but
right there.
yeah, I mean,
I'm
I'm
just
glad she
talking
got
about
her away finally. But
yeah. I'm not even talking about her as a as an actress or a performance. I'm talking about her character. That's a ride or die sibling right there. Appreciate that.
yeah, she was a ride or die. I just can't. But
She
like you mentioned, like, she cut both set of her toes off. Like, that's a lot of blood from both areas,
yeah.
vomiting up those tapeworms. She's got basically no nutrition. Like, yeah, I mean, she probably should have died after all this.
An,
That would
another
have been
thing
a good way to end it.
another thing that I'm not sure about, but I when I saw it, I was like, did they just mess that up? But when she fell and like chipped her tooth, did the chipped tooth switch? Like I thought it was her other front tooth, and
I
then
I can't remember that.
but at the same time she was like upside down looking backwards. So I'm trying to think like, is that the right tooth when she stood up? I'm looking at her right. I don't know.
I will need a rewatch. I can't remember. It's been almost a week since I've seen that. I don't remember that part. But man, that poor girl went through hell. I felt terrible for her. It's like, anybody who's listening to this, please love yourself. Love who you are. You do not need to cut your toes off. Do all this wild shit to yourself. Like, you're beautiful how you are, man. Like, don't do that. Like, that was just crazy.
Yeah, don't do that.
Dustin, any final thoughts? You got a letterbox rating you want to share or anything?
Yeah, final thoughts was you know, when she's got the metal thing on her nose after the corrective surgery, and she sees the prince peeing in the forest, and he says to her, "I don't want to f that." My first thought was, "Yep, that's how it would be if I saw the woman I'm in love with. I see Florence Pugh in the streets, and she just looks at me and is like, I don't want that." So it's relatable. But I'm not going to go through the links that Elvira went to get Florence Pugh. I'm sorry, Flo, you got to take me or leave me. Um, I gave the movie a 3 out of 5. I was honestly, what did I text you? I said that I was at a
4 out of
4.
5.
I was at a 4 before what? I don't remember what I said. Uh, let's see. I don't know, but I was at a 4 out of 5 until I think it was like the ending just lost me a little. I didn't love it because of the naked butts and the penises. I think that's why I took it down a whole score, whole point. But I thought it was a fine movie. 3 out of 5 is not a bad movie, like we said.
All the naked butts and penises.
Oh, that's it. I said no one died, and it kind of fell flat. That's what took it down to a 3 out of 5.
That's fair. I gave the movie a 4.5 out of 5. I saw this movie back to back with Sinners. Two very, very different movies, but I enjoyed both of them for the different reasons. That was a nice, come down from the action packed movie that Sinners was. So I enjoyed watching them back to back. But IFC Cinemas, Shutter, they did another good movie to me. Go support small studio films. I don't want to call them independent. Like, is IFC independent? I mean, I don't
I
know.
think their film, their production side of it is. I mean, I would consider them independent.
That's fair. Go support independent film. I thought foreign films, show them some love. It was a great movie. The acting I thought was very good as well, especially from Leah Myron as Elvira. I thought Agnes as actress was great too. I'm gonna go ahead and butcher her name real quick. Thea Sophie Loch Ness. That's
I
her
think it's
name.
Loch Ness, like the Loch Ness monster, but I don't know. I don't speak that fictional language.
That's fair. Me neither. We just offended the one Norwegian listener we have. Sorry about that. But we appreciate y'all tuning in. Go support cinema. This movie I've heard will be on Shutter May 9th, is what I saw online from somebody.
Okay,
Not sure
it's
if
a
that's
couple weeks.
100% accurate, but with the way movies are getting pumped out, that could happen. But check it out. It's definitely worth a watch. We appreciate y'all tuning in. We'll be back with our next reaction soon.